can get on this live. But this is the Azure Standard live haul. I'm going to be going over everything I ordered. I ordered around, I think, $600 to $700, which is actually kind of low for me. But this is a lot of pantry restock items and a couple of really great deals. So if you guys will stick around for this. We're also going to go over my meal plan for the next 2 months. Talk about meal planning strategies, how to save money, particularly how to save money with Azure Standard. And we're going to get to all of that tonight. So we will get to the items here in just a minute. I just want to give a couple more minutes for the people who are on the other live that ended to come over here. So basically, the other live ended because YouTube had to update at that exact second. I'm going to have to start looking into maybe checking to see if my app needs to be updated before I go live. So I apologize that it cut off, and here we are on a new live. So I ordered, like I said, between $600 and $700. A couple of things that you can do to lower your grocery bill is, number one, go through your pantry. That's how I got our order from Azure Standard, our grocery amount for a family of 8 down to 600 and I forget what it was, 600 something. Not sure where I put my receipt, but 600 and something from Azure Standard this month. I went through my pantry and I found things like dried beans that I had a couple pounds of, and yellow lentils, and all of the things, and compiled a list. And that's how you're able to not spend so much money, and you can rotate the things out in your pantry that are just sitting there. So that being said, I think we're going to start. And hopefully, if you know somebody who was on the other live that got canceled because of a YouTube update, if you could let them know we're here live, that would be great, because I know we had like almost 5 people on pretty much instantly on the other live stream. So hopefully more people jump on. So it was so funny because I placed this order and then I forgot what I ordered. And so it came and I was so glad I ordered what I ordered. So I totally ran out of these this morning. These are something that I use all the time. This is the If You Care baking cups. I think I bought 4 of these and it took the price down to $2.29 a box, and there's 60 of them in there. But I love these because when you're using higher fat baking, these are like a parchment. So love these. And yes, I know people were coming out with toxins and everything. I get that. But I haven't found another alternative to grain-free baking that actually works. So if you have, please comment down below and let me know. Also, if you have a favorite item that I don't mention on my lives, or even on my Azure hauls that you want me to know about, please comment down below, because I want to know what other people are buying as well. I don't necessarily have time to watch everyone's hauls on YouTube, and there's like thousands of us who are all ordering from Azure. So if you know of a really good deal or an amazing product from Azure Standard, comment down below. I want to know. So that was the first thing. These I already knew I ordered. I opened the box. Actually, that's what the kids did. This is the milk filters for our dairy animal, $9.25. They fit into a big stainless steel filter. This holds the filter. It's a big stainless steel, like a, what am I trying to say? Funnel. It's like a big funnel. And so those go right on in there for only $9.25. We were running low. I have some sort of a under the sink stockpile here. We are all out of dishwasher gel. I love this stuff. I know a lot of you love this stuff because I've heard from you. This is the dishwasher gel in a gallon, 189 loads for $24.09. This stuff's amazing, and it's actually cleaner than 7th generation, and it's more affordable. So check it out if you already haven't. It gets your dishes really, really clean. Next thing that I love, also cleaner than 7th generation, is the dish soap from Azure Standard. $21.92 for an entire gallon. I like all of their scents. I decided to use lemon verbena this month. And then into the laundry room we go. Laundry soap. 100 loads for $18.43. This stuff works really good. I've used in the past Azure Standards brand. It's not the premium one, but it's the one below that. And while it got out quite a few stains, our shirts were still looking pretty dingy and sometimes having a smell. We live on a farm, so we're very dirty people. But this stuff seems to work really, really well. I have not tried the powder in the Country Save. So if you've tried the Country Save powder, please let me know down below. I never have. Next item I ordered is more bar soap. This is almond scent. It smells really good. $2.34 for a bar. And this bar usually will last my entire family an entire month in our bathtub. So they last a long time. They smell delicious. You can also get unscented if you don't want scented. And I believe they have some sort of essential oils or something also for other scents. Okay, this one I've been kind of buying this every month. It's the olive oil. The price is going up though. It's $49.63 this month. I believe it was $47 last month and closer to $45 the month before. Olive oil is just great to have on hand because I make all my own homemade mayonnaise. We use that a lot for salads, but also I've been making a homemade fly spray for our new dairy animal, and it has essential oils and stuff in it, and it has olive oil. And so I had to stock up. I had to get a whole gallon because the flies around here, I don't know about you guys, but where I live, the flies around here, it's like fall is starting to come, which is very, very early for us. But they're just like kind of suicidal, and we call them stupid flies. But anyway, she needs extra of the essential oil fly spray this time of year. Okay, coconut oil. This is the expeller pressed, 1 gallon for $25.91. This is for cooking, okay? This is not the virgin. I also bought the virgin type. This does not taste like coconut, and you can use it in all of your baking. This one is the virgin expeller pressed coconut oil. This is for like oil pulling, rashes, taking internally for yeast infections, all of the things, because this tastes like coconut and more of the medicinal stuff is intact. Okay, next item was some baking powder, which is hilarious because at the beginning of this video, I told you I went through my pantry, but I got confused. I thought I had plenty of baking soda, but turns out I have plenty of baking powder. So this is probably just going to sit till sometime this winter because we don't use it that much. But anyway, still glad to have it. This is the baking powder. This is aluminum free. This container is $5.11. It is very important that you buy the aluminum free because yes, they put aluminum in your powdered baking powder. All right, next thing is this stuff. I love this. I've talked about this in the past. It's like fall's coming on. This is the golden milk. It's a powder, and we like to warm up milk on the stove and then add this to it. It's $14.69, and it has about 30 cups. But this is like an anti-inflammatory. It has turmeric and a couple other anti-inflammatories in it. And it's just delicious, creamy. It's like a chai tea. It's really, really great. So Azure has this. And also as part of the deal, they gave you 16% off. Not 60% off. And 16 times, I think, the Azure Cash. So that's some serious Azure Cash coming back to you when you buy this product. This product, and just in case you don't know about the Azure Cash, what happens is you buy a product like this, and then they give you a certain amount of money back to use next month for your purchases. So I always check that section because there's a lot of items on their website that are under the Azure Cash that you can buy and get more of your money back. So check that out. This stuff's really good though. Highly, highly recommend. The next buy was some yellow mustard. I got an entire gallon. If you're new here, I usually buy it by the gallon and then I recan this because you can water bath can yellow mustard. There's no need for a pressure canner at all. This is 1 gallon of yellow mustard for $15.54, which then takes your price per like little 8-ounce yellow mustard container from the store down to 97 cents a container for organic yellow mustard. So I do have videos up here about that, and so if you are interested on how to do this, I have a step-by-step video on how to recan yellow mustard. It's really, really easy. It's not scary. It's water bath canning. All you need literally is a big pot, a towel, some water, and your product, and then of course your jars and lids. But this is definitely a cost savings, and typically for our large family, a gallon lasts almost a year. We're going to move on to a couple of spices I got. I got some onion powder, $10.92. I use this a lot in cooking. I also use real onions in cooking, but I have married someone who doesn't like onions. And so onion powder has to enter our lives into some recipes. so that he doesn't think there's onion there. And it actually works. So if you're married to a man who doesn't like crunchy onions or onion flavor in general, onion powder is the way to go. Because they're like, oh my gosh, this is like the best potato salad you've ever made. Yes, it is. Onion powder. So this was, I think I already said it, but 1 pound for $10.92. So not bad. There's a lot of product in here. A couple of cups at least. And I have some cumin. Run along cumin. This is 4 ounces for $8.33. And I bought some more tomato powder. My tomatoes in my garden are doing just fine this year. But just in case you are new here, I used to grow all of our own paste tomatoes, and then I would harvest them, and we would, grind them up and remove the skins and cook the liquid down into sauces. I used to make an entire year's supply of tomato products for my entire family from growing all the tomatoes inside my garden. But for our large of a family, which is 8 people, that's like 100 Roma tomato plants a year, which is a lot of maintenance and a lot of growing, and then you still have to make sauce. So I've gotten lazy, is what I'm saying. But this is quite a money saver and a time saver. So as long as this is available, this is probably the way I'm going to go. I do have seeds just in case I would ever have to grow my own. But this is amazing. 5 pounds of the tomato powder for $64.35. I've done videos on this before, so I'm not going to go into detail here, but if you buy this and you add water, you can make a ton of different, tomato sauce, tomato paste, tomato juice, all of the things, okay? And it's like half the cost that you're paying if you go to Walmart and buy their non-organic tomato products. So check it out. It's worth it. I know it's $64 up front. They have a 1 pounder if you can't afford $64, but this is a good product. And it keeps on the shelf. This is going to take up a lot less space than 100 jars of homemade tomato sauce. The only thing I've had a problem with is the humidity here. It does clump. So the best thing I have found is if you have a 2-bag system. So you could put this into a Ziploc bag and then put that Ziploc bag inside a Ziploc bag and try to squish all the air out. Because the humidity where I personally live is so high that anything that's a powder clumps, and it's not so much fun. Now, it's not the end of the world if it does clump. Typically what I'll do then is take out my blender, add the water, add the tomato powder, blend it all. It ends up nice and smooth and fine, but just be aware of that. That is an issue if you live in an area where it's humid. Raisins. I got 5 pounds of raisins for $16.15. This is the Thompson brand. We usually get a 10-pound box, but we had some left over when I ordered, and then we ran out. So hopefully this is enough for a month at least. We usually get the 10-pound box because we find that the 10-pound box stays moist longer because it comes right from the Thompson Raisins people, whereas this is rebagged by Azure. And these are just a little bit drier than the ones inside the boxes. They're still going to be delicious, but the ones in the box are amazingly moist. Cacao powder. This is 1 pound for $15.36. In the past, I have bought carob powder or cocoa powder, but right now Azure Standard doesn't sell a non-alkalized cocoa powder, and I'm looking for something that's not processed. So I went with the cacao powder. This is for an amazing recipe from a friend named Kathy that watches this channel for a delicious chocolate pudding that's made from hard-boiled eggs. It's a major protein punch, and I love to have it every day. I love to have some in my refrigerator so I can eat a little bit when I start to get hungry, but it's not quite time for lunch, or maybe mom doesn't have time to eat till later. It works out amazing, so that's what this is going to go into. It's an amazing recipe. All right, I bought 2 bags of potatoes. These are, is this a 5-pound thing? Yeah, 5-pound bag for $8.99 for organic yellow potatoes. And I only bought these because I haven't harvested my garden potatoes yet. And I found out this past weekend that our chickens have kind of gotten into the potato towers that I built and have been eating some of the potatoes, so I'm not really sure how much is left, so I'm glad I ordered these. Another item are diced tomatoes and juice, $1.88 for a can. I don't know if you guys have ever bought Azure Standard's canned goods, but they are super cheap. They have canned green beans, canned corn, which is amazing. Both of those are amazing. I actually hate the taste of green beans that are canned, but not Azure's. I don't know what they do different, but it tastes really, really great. But anyway, so I bought some because I was in the thick of making a whole bunch of salsa. And now I have a whole year's supply of salsa on the shelf, and I'm going to be switching over to diced tomatoes. But this is kind of my insurance just in case I don't have enough tomatoes to make diced tomatoes for the pantry. And so that was, like I said, $1.88 per, 14 ounce. Okay, then the other things are big things. I'll lift some of them up here. This was a 25-pound bag of small navy beans. $51.77. This is going to go into some soups, which I'm going to list off the meals that we're going to be making over the next 2 months so you guys know what's coming. I also have a 25-pound bag of pinto beans for $44.79. And then the bag I'm not going to lift over my head is the 50-pound bag of hard white wheat for $64.22. That is to make tortillas and bread, etc. as fall starts coming in and we're making those yummy creamy soups. It's so nice to have wheat to go with that. Underneath the wheat is 5 gallons of raw apple cider vinegar. That's another ingredient in our homemade fly spray for our dairy animal. And so we've been going through quite a bit of it. And then we also use it for ourselves. And so I had to get 5 gallons. 5 gallons was $57.95, which calculates down to $11.59 a gallon, which isn't too bad for raw apple cider vinegar. Other than that, that's my Azure haul, okay? But I also want to let you guys know about this other thing I recently found. So I have been using disposable diapers on my youngest since she was born. And she's had kind of an on and off rash that I couldn't really pin to much of anything pretty much since she was born. There would be some good times, and then all of a sudden there was a bad time. And I started to notice when I was switching diaper brands that there was a difference. And so I had switched from Target brand, which is supposed to be chlorine free, and a couple other things free, up to Hello Bello diapers. And I was with those for a little while, but then I ran out. And so then I switched to, what was it called? Do you remember, Nevaeh? What was the other one called? Oh, Millie Moon. Millie Moon. Was using Millie Moon for a while. And then I really started looking into what was inside the diapers that I was using. And like I said, I was paying more money. I assumed, there was a long list of things they didn't have. But it turns out that both Millie Moon and Hello Bello have some sort of a microplastic layer on the inside, like where the child urinates, which to me makes absolutely no sense. And when the child urinates, it's like kind of like released into a form that can be absorbed into the body. So now I'm thinking that, her rash is on and off because I switched so many diaper types was due to that plastic layer that I didn't even know was in there. And you don't know it's in there unless you do some crazy, insane deep research or ask the company. So what I'm switching to is this. They are very expensive. Yes, I know. These are 100% compostable diapers and wipes. And they got some pretty good reviews on Amazon. So this is, I think it's pronounced Natty. And they're bamboo diapers. No harmful chemicals, super absorbent, and compostable. I also bought some compostable wipes from the same company. So I will keep you guys posted on how this goes. This is where we're going next. They are really, really expensive, and I invested in cloth diapers a long time ago and really didn't use them with Naomi. And the reason why is because we had such a rough start in the beginning of her life, and I didn't have the time or the energy to do cloth. And so they've just been kind of sitting and they're brand new. So we've been using those lately. And then this would be more for like if someone's watching her or going to church or going to town instead of having to haul all the things with the cloth. This would be a lot easier. Also, probably for nighttime, it's going to be these as well. So I'll have to let you guys know what ends up happening with this. I'm hoping it's the answer to our prayers because spending a whole bunch of money on diapers was not what I had planned. But that's what's new there. Okay, so let's talk about meals that are going to be happening in the next 2 months. So Gotta find it here. Oh, I missed some things on my Azure haul. I cannot believe it. Okay, hang on. I had a cooler down here, so I confused myself. Couple more items for the Azure haul. We have Nancy's probiotic yogurt, $4.34 for a container. I have Romano organic cheese. This came down to $9.52 a pound. I got 2 of those. And I bought 1 5-pound block of jalapeno jack. Hey, Nevaeh, would you be able to call your dad and tell him that I already stopped at the place he's asking about, please? This is my husband's favorite. It's raw jalapeno jack, 5 pounds, like I said, $9.17 a pound. I bought this before I went into my cheese fridge and took a look and said, oh my gosh, all of my goat cheese is ready to eat, which is so cool because I have several cheese wheels with the jalapeno jack or pepper jack in it. So I'm excited to try those, but I ordered one anyway. It'll be fine. I'm excited to have homemade cheese to last all winter. Okay, sorry, now I digress. We're going to go back to the meals that I'm going to be making this month, and we'll share with you guys live here on the cooking class channel. We have a cooking class every Tuesday night at 5:15 p.m. Central Standard Time, usually. If something comes up, I don't have one usually, but I do pre-schedule events, so just keep an eye out, and it'll be up here. So some of the meals we're going to be making over the next 2 months. So this is going to start in September. We have a beef chili. We're going to be making chicken vegetable soup, honey mustard chicken sandwiches, buffalo chicken quesadillas. Those sound amazing, and they look amazing. Smothered baked chicken burritos, Tuscan white bean soup, which is one of our winter favorites, country beef vegetable soup, and then another one of our favorites, which I know a lot of you guys enjoy, is the golden lentil soup. So that one's coming back. For those of you who are newcomers, it's amazing. My family doesn't even like lentils, and we love this yellow lentil soup. It's so, so, so good. So that's what's going to be coming up for September and October. I'll start making some pre-scheduled events, possibly tonight. We'll see after I get all this put away and dinner made. And tonight, dinner is a meatloaf with baked potatoes and steamed vegetables. And I am still thawing out the meat, or I'd show you guys how to make that. I do also have a video up here on how to make meatloaf the way I make it. So if you guys want to go watch that, you sure can. But that was my Azure haul for today. It was kind of a crazy day, but it was a good day. It was a very, very full day. So if you guys, like I said, if you guys order something from Azure that is amazing, that you guys want to share with me, I would love to hear about it. Put it down in the comments down below. And I will be scheduling a live cooking class for next Tuesday night at 5:15, so keep your eyes out for that. I'm just going to select one of the meals on the list because, you know what, next week is September already. So keep you guys' eyes out for that. And other than that, I think that's all I have. So I'm so glad you guys joined me. Sorry about the mix-up in the beginning because that was crazy. And I will try to remember to check my phone for updates before my lives so it stops kicking me off. So it was my fault. Anyway, you guys have a great night. And I'll see you guys next week. You guys take care.